This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Play Leader Fan Radio Network.
Did you see the game?
And KFAN.com. 2 minutes, 2 seconds past 3 o'clock Central Daylight Time. Welcome back. It is the Friday Football Beast edition of the Bumper to Bumper program on a July-like Friday afternoon here in the Twin Cities that we affectionately refer to as Minneapolis and St. Paul. My name is Dan Barreiro. I host the program. Guardsy is jetting towards Columbus, Ohio, where the Golden Gophers tomorrow night have a date with destiny. Remember where you heard it first. A date with destiny. Meanwhile, Brett Blakemore is in that chair. Were you governing Program Password as well?
I was.
Okay.
Poorly, I might add.
Did it go?
Yes.
Well, that's not an easy job. It's one of those jobs that Tenna makes it look easy. Sort of like Johnny Carson back in the day. Carson made talk show hosting look simple. I'd say it's the same for Tenna when it comes to Program Password.
The technical side of it.
If you can't tell, I'm trying to get myself into the PST comparing Tenna with Johnny Carson. Okay. I hope that is duly noted by somebody, and it gets to Tenna's nomination list. Anyway, you were saying?
Taking proposterone.
Yes.
No, the technical side was fine. My word choices were just terrible. Just bad. So it might be my last time.
It could be it. Oh, yeah. No, not that. You're thinking anything but that? Yeah, that'd be what a devastating moment for you. We are delighted that you are with us this afternoon. We expect Gerby at the bottom of the hour. We expect Ben Gessling back from across the pond. He did not stay for the second of the two European games for the Vikings. So he will be with us by phone at 4:30, and we expect Lavelle. At about 5:30, he promises us he's going to name the Twins' next manager. So we very much look forward to that. Probably at about 5:30. Bradshaw and Bryant KFAN text line is open at 64686. There's a lot to get to regarding your favorite football team, the Minnesota Vikings. But I do honestly think we've reached the point this agonizing week filled with fear and loathing where you can look, we all know the reality, right? Team disappointed a week ago, didn't show up until it was too late. Another series of undisciplined penalties. I think we're second. I think we've committed the second most penalties of any team in the National Football League. We know about the fact that you're still using a backup quarterback in Carson Wentz. We know also that your offensive line has been shredded again. You've got a backup guard, who's going to start at center for the first time in his life. You've got an undrafted rookie who will start at guard. And you have the redoubtable Justin School scheduled to start, I believe, at right tackle for our regular starter. And we also know that the Cleveland Browns are one of the most stout defenses in football. We know what they have at the, you could say at the line of scrimmage, in terms of putting heavy heat on that offensive line. Myles Garrett, of course, at the top of that list. It can go on and on and on. But at some point, don't you say to yourself, go win the game. You have to, whether you're hamstrung, whether you got some bad luck going for you in terms of injuries, whatever, you win or you lose. And you're still not playing like one of the top 5 teams in professional football, for God's sake. The Cleveland Browns offense has been so feeble that they're taking a shot this early in the season on a rookie quarterback. Now, maybe he'll end up being the answer. Maybe he will end up being the quarterback in Cleveland for the next 10 years. I don't know. But it's almost like it's being set up already as well. If the Vikings lose, can't really blame them. I mean, you can't get too down on them. I mean, The offensive line, like we said, that we thought we had going into the season doesn't even exist, and we don't have the quarterback that we want out there, and we got a couple of significant defensive issues in terms of our injury, right? Cashman and Van Ginkel still out, but go win regardless of all those issues. That would be my message if I were KOC. I'd say, well, somebody's got to step up then. Somebody's got to make a play that they're not supposed to make, or pass protect better than they're supposed to pass protect, or make a circus catch, or get a pick six, or whatever it is. Go win the game. It's not as if there will be an asterisk if you lose, and it's a loss, but it doesn't really count as a loss because we've got the football gods, for whatever reason, kind of against us. Doesn't matter. Every year there are teams that get hit by injury more than others, and I'll again say, you're not playing a Super Bowl pedigree team, even if their defense has been very good. So go win the game. Just make enough plays. This is a week. Here's what the Vikings have going for them. Nobody expects it to be pretty. Nobody. I mean, everybody's betting the under on the over-under, which is, I guess, the lowest over-under in National Football League history. I'm exaggerating that, so don't text me. I know I'm just trying to make a point. So if you come out of this game winning it 13-9, nobody's going to hammer you. They're going to say, got to win. That's all that matters. You don't have to be pretty. All you have to be is slightly better than the Cleveland bleeping Browns. And we're like I said, people are acting like, oh my God. What a confluence of circumstance here. What are we going to do? You're going to go win, or you're not that good. You lose again to go to 2-3 in the softest part of your season. You're not as good as you thought you were. Preparing for the bye and then a meat grinder of a schedule, which we've talked about early and often on this program. So you can fear it and you can lament it. And there's no question that this offensive line has frightened people. Lots of Vikings fans included. Especially this version of it, which we haven't even seen before. This is another level of inexperience, lack of, I guess you could say, achievement at the professional level. But you either do it or you don't. And usually what it ends up taking is, like you say, a number of players play more professionally than they did the week before. Instead of an endless array of bad penalties, you keep those to a minimum. Last week, the Vikings didn't do that. You play at least a more disciplined game, right? You got maybe one of the best wide receiver combinations in football, and I get it. If the quarterback's on his duff, it doesn't matter how open JJ might be, or the dog lover might be, Jordan Addison, or the tight end, Hawkinson, etc. But I've reached the point, and I've kind of, I think, fallen into the trap too. Like, oh, you look at that line, look what they're doing. Oof. All that, while being true to a certain extent, can't be enough. It's other people have to indeed play well enough to beat the Cleveland Browns, who I think are averaging, what the numbers I saw. So they're sixth worst in total offense in football. They're second worst in scoring offense. They're averaging 14 points a game. Now, again, they've benched the QB, who's been their starter through those games, but you're going to be frightened by a third-round draft pick, a rookie, even if he is like 8 years older than J.J. McCarthy because he played college football in a bunch of different places and started a bunch too. Come on. In all seriousness, I think what you look in the mirror and you go, well, if there's nothing worth agonizing over if we're not good enough to beat the Cleveland Browns. still to find a way to beat the Cleveland Browns, then in a sense, it almost takes the tension out of the room. And you go, well, it's if that's where we are, then that's where we are. Let's go win the game. Gotta go win the ball game, I think is the better way to look at it. Now, there is an added bit of drama and juice that we need to discuss when we come back out of Dateline London. I don't know how much conversation there's been about it yet today, but it I think validates our program from 2 days ago. What we started the show with related to the head coach, Kevin O'Connell. I suggested that maybe this is the week he gets Zimmerized. Or is this the Zimmerization of KOC? We started that on the basis of a couple comments he made to PA. Now we may have even more evidence that this indeed is Zimmerization week for the usually cool, calm, and collected KOC. And what does that tell you about perhaps his own level of concern regarding the state of your favorite football team? We'll get to that. No bonus bucks today?
No, I've got them.
You do have them today. My apologies. Go ahead.
The fan of 2 Minute and Junk Truck want to give you a shot to win those bonus bucks for the National Cash Contest. Head to KFAN.com. The keyword is grand. The keyword grand. KFAN.com. Keyword grand. If you want to chime in what's happening with your favorite KFAN shows, you can make your voice heard on the Bradshaw and Bryant KFAN text line. So let us know what you have to say by texting your message to 64686. That's 64686. Standard text message and data rates apply.
Guy. What's 941 area code? Brett Blakemore, do you know? Does that ring a bell to you?
Good question.
941. I always like the intriguing ones.
It is West Central Florida, so Tampa.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough. Dan, remember these Browns beat the Packers and we are completely depleted with injuries. It's not going to be that easy. You're kind of missing my point, 941 guy. I didn't suggest it was going to be easy. What I suggested was you got to still go do it. I mean, and if you can't do it at a point where you really need a victory, far more, by the way, than the Packers needed that victory, then you're not that good. That's all. Let's remember something. The second game of the season, part of the reason the Vikings have put themselves behind this 8 ball, if that's not too dated a term to use, is they messed around with their home opener against Atlanta. They were not even competitive ultimately in that game. We've been through this before. So again, ultimately, I'm not here to say it's going to be easy at all, but I'm here to say you either do it or you don't, and sometimes you have to. And the Vikings need this game a lot more than the Packers, who I think at that point were 2-0, needed to beat Cleveland on the road. This is technically a road game, but it's not a road game. We all understand that. So it's not a matter of whether it's easy. It's a matter of you have to find a way to get the damn thing done. Right? Because I dare say Packers fans aren't going to tell you that they came out of that game thinking the Cleveland Browns are great. They have a formidable defense. There's no question about that. They have no offense. I mean, you gifted them 7 right on the block. So, you either do it or you don't is the point I'm trying to make. When we played the Bears the first week, they had like 7 starters out on defense. Do you think anybody cares? It just that's the way this game works. So you either do it or you don't. And I still would say, based on what we know about Cleveland's offense, it shouldn't be like, my God, this is going to be one of the greatest victories. If the Vikings can, what a fiber victory if they can find a way to beat the Cleveland Browns with the injuries. I mean, Cleveland's hamstrung in large measure because their offense is terrible, whether they're healthy or not, or has been. I don't have a lot of faith in the purple right now on the basis of what we saw last week from the Vikings defense either. I will grant that point, but all I'm saying is we can go down, set up every excuse you'd like. It's not going to pay dividends for this club. It's not going to do them any good. You find ways to get the damn thing done. That's what good teams are supposed to do, even when they are hamstrung. Now, there is, I think, added evidence that the head coach is nervous and maybe a little concerned. I think he gets the danger the Vikings are in if they don't win. We laid it out several weeks ago. Your first 5 games, you had a relatively soft schedule. You had the opportunity, if you're a good team, to go 4-1. If you're a great team, to go 5-0. Give yourself some cushion for when you get to that tough middle section after the bye, starting with the Philadelphia Eagles. Well, if the Vikings lose Sunday morning, they'll be 2-3 after that 5-game stretch. That's not as good as 5-0 or 4-1. It's not even as good as 3-2. And I mentioned we started the show a couple days ago with part of KOC's conversation with the project. Vikings X's and O's with the head coach, where he was unusually frontal about his impatience with his team's propensity to commit sloppy, important penalties, I should say. And even with the Jackals, I think there was a quote, something to the effect of, how do these things happen? He sounded more like Mike Zimmer than I ever heard him sound, even if he can never quite sound like Mike Zimmer, because nobody sounds like Mike Zimmer. But it was in that direction. It was more frontal. It was more confrontational. It was more direct, and it seemed to suggest a great deal of impatience and perhaps concern that he gets that the Vikings can't keep fooling around, or they're going to find themselves in a place from which maybe they cannot recover. Now we come to find out via sources across the pond that he's in maybe his first significant media war with members of the Jackal press. He apparently was very unhappy. Jim Suhan had a column, I don't know when it landed, I read it this morning via StarTribune.com, that had the head coach seeing red. And the column was laying out the McCarthy scenario and acknowledging the, I guess you could say, conspiracy theory that we've talked about, that some Vikings fans have shared and apparently believe in, that JJ was never really hurt or not hurt enough to be benched. This is what's called a soft benching, to take the pressure off and to get him to sit a while because of how badly he played in the second of the 2 games. And so as he wrote it, what I remember reading from it is he didn't really endorse the theory. He actually thought the theory didn't make a lot of sense. I've said I don't think it makes much sense at all. However, I've added, it's possible that they don't mind that he's too injured to play on the basis of how overwhelmed he looked, other than that fourth quarter against the Bears. Apparently, KOC did not take kindly to it, the implications of that particular issue, and even some comments about perhaps belittling KOC's propensity to get into the word salad conversation a la Derek Falvey. So my sources indicate that the locker room was closed to the media today, something the Vikings don't usually do. And that a la Mike Zimmer, he's cranky right now. He is unhappy with the Jackals. I'm sure he thinks he bends over backwards to be available, cooperative with the Jackals, and that's true. He is incredibly accessible. And, you know, I kid him sometimes about the word salad stuff because sometimes it is difficult to follow him. But there are other times where I think he's, you know, got interesting things to say, insightful, et cetera, whatever you want to look at it. But I'm wondering if the timing of this is not a coincidence. I'm wondering how much of this is he's feeling it a little bit. He's feeling that, they're on the verge of letting the season get away from them. If they lose this game, again, they're going to have then some time to breathe, maybe to, put the whole thing back together, get healthier, and prepare for the Philadelphia Eagles. That game, we're all assuming that's an L. That also shouldn't be the case. We see how much things change in the league year to year. It's a challenging foe. The Eagles have already proven that, but I think the game is here. I'm pretty sure the Eagles game is here, if you'll double check, Brett Blakemore. But it sounds as if there's some tension surrounding your favorite football team. Maybe they're just tired of being in Europe. As much as and see, I don't really have much sympathy for that, too, because they all told us how smart they were, how well and long they'd researched everything, prepared everything, and it was almost like other teams don't want to do this. We're volunteering to do it because we know what we're doing. We figured this whole thing out. We're raising our hands. So I don't want to hear now, well, maybe they're getting worn down or maybe it ended up being the trip being a little bit too long, when all along it was, no. We've been working on our plan for 2 weeks in Europe or 2 games in a row in Europe for years. We got it all figured out. We've talked to all the experts, every moment accounted for, every situation handled. So pay attention to all of this as we get closer to game time, which will be, of course, Sunday morning at 8:30. Pre-game show, by the way, will start at 6:30. 6:30, right here on the Fan. Let me get you one more before we get to picks. One more quick text that's come in. Unproven rookie quarterback and an unpredictable O-line. Let me back up a little bit. There's more to it. I just have to scroll down. I know you guys repeatedly are saying the Vikings are a team built to win now. No, what I've said is they have made moves as if they believe they are a team that wants to make a move now. That's, I think, what we've said, to correct the record. I'd love for that to be the case based on what? 14-3 last year? 4 games in, they look much more like a 9-win team than a 12. Unproven rookie QB and unpredictable O-line. What am I missing? Well, not a lot, except that if you really break down the breakdowns in the Vikings' losses so far, they go beyond just an unpredictable offensive line. They go to stupid penalties, undisciplined penalties, and quite frankly, not nearly enough production defensively. Not nearly enough production defensively, especially against the run, against Atlanta, and last week against Pittsburgh. So I think it's just too easy to say, well, no, how you can't really blame them. I mean, look how I guess you could say vulnerable they are in a couple spots. But even in spots where they weren't supposed to be vulnerable, they're not playing as well as they were supposed to play. So I think that's part of the discussion as well. Let's come back and how about this? Predictions. A giddy, I'm guessing. Well, it can't be that giddy because, he got a tie, which I guess is better than a loss, right? Your team tied, Vikings lost. We'll see what Carl Gerbschmidt has to say next.
Van.
40, he could go. 50, intercepted. And a touchdown. To the 10, he will score.
It's time for the bumper-to-bumper award-winning NFL prediction segment on the Fan. Brought to you by Continental Diamond. Now, to help you break down this week's games, here's your favorite NFL wonk, Dan Barreiro.
Blakemore, where did the feast, the Friday football feast, originate from today? What fancy
I don't think
restaurant?
There was one.
Oh, they didn't do one?
No, they kind of did in studio.
What?
Well, PA's in London.
Yeah.
So
they got.
I think they were
here.
Come
on.
I know.
The feast should never get a week off, should it? I don't think so.
I mean, you have to ask, how management allowed that,
Carl Gershman, you're a big Friday football feast fan, aren't you?
Yeah, they do that on the Milwaukee sports station.
They do?
The game, they do the Friday football feast.
No, we do that here.
They do that. They do too, Dan.
9 to noon. Well, 9 to noon, I think the Paul Allen Project invented it, though.
I doubt it.
Yeah, you're a big PA guy. We know that. You guys go way back.
He's a bozo. I mean, he is a
bozo. What are you talking about?
Did you hear? I mean, I'm trying to remember when it was. He was mocking and ridiculing, like the fans. He's been. Oh, I remember. He was mocking the Packers.
He was?
And I was like, why don't you just concentrate on your own game, Slappy?
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. No, I can see maybe why they decided not to have one. I mean, the real team's not playing this week.
What are you talking about?
We got a bye.
So I think the Bears do, too. Why do you guys have buys the same week? You and your
they're
real
copying
rival.
us, I think.
You think that's what it
they're
is?
trying to copy us.
God, it must be.
Dan,
Go ahead.
I just want to say I have not taken this week very seriously. I really haven't spent that much time on it.
Oh, you're setting it up, huh?
I gotta tell you, because Taylor Swift's album came out last night, and I haven't spent a lot of time with that.
And?
So it's very good. It's I sometimes have difficulty with it because she tends to root for the wrong football team.
Yeah.
But it's I think the kids call it a banger.
Well, this has been described to me as a little more uplifting and a little poppier, but in a good way, not as a rip. Is that? Would you agree with that representation?
I think the last one she got a little moody.
Yeah.
And I thought,
a little dark.
To get over it. I mean, really, what do you have to be miserable about? You have all the money in the world. I mean,
I can't argue with you there.
Everyone seems to love you.
Yeah.
Why are you so damn miserable?
Because I
think she's in love now, Dan.
You think it is real, huh?
I think it is. There's a song on there that, oh my goodness, it's just like.
Is it dedicated
it's very personal.
Is it dedicated to Kelsey?
Eldest daughter.
Really?
I have an eldest daughter. I only have one child.
I remember that. She's very good, as I recall, very good football player.
She's an excellent athlete.
Yeah.
She's playing like a lot of sports now, like just adult sports.
Didn't she play in the MAFL for 2 years?
Who?
What was the name? What's the name of the women's league? That we've got a team in it. We usually do very, very well. Didn't she play for them? I thought she did for a year or two.
Well, she probably would have been a star.
No question.
She's got a very important job right now, and I'm not allowed to say what branch of the government it's with. With
the government, you say? Is it with the federal government, the state government?
I'm not allowed to say it's a federal government.
Federal job.
I'm not allowed to say what she's doing.
Is she working for the FBI?
Dan, what did I just say? I've said it twice. You just don't listen to anybody. I know you're too busy usually asking questions during this time, but you got to start learning to listen to what people say.
Maybe I do. Hey, Steve from...
By the way...
Yeah?
Everybody, this weekend is a great weekend to come up to the Wisconsin Interactive Ice Bowl exhibit.
It's back?
We decided to... What's always been there, Dan, is we've decided to put some money into it.
About time.
And we've got...
Freshen it up?
We freshen it up a little bit, provide more interactive... Because we were saying interactive before, and it wasn't as interactive as it could be. But now we've gotten some actual voices of real players and the Wax Museum is back, but we're not using wax because that melted. So we got our own little Hall of Fame. It's not the Green Bay Packer Hall of Fame because apparently there is one and we get sued. But, there's some players that are there, and we actually have some of their voices. You can push a button and hear a special message.
Is that right?
It's very exciting, yeah. And if you're wondering, hey, that's kind of a long way to drive just to go see the Interactive Ice Bowl exhibit, I'm here to tell you the Eau Claire area is it's just a happening thing. I mean, there's an awesome display of America's monsters, superheroes, and villains.
Yeah.
It's like our culture at play. That's going on this weekend in Eau Claire. There's like haunted houses and stuff. What else did I want to talk about? Because there's a lot of stuff going on. Speaking of Taylor Swift, they're cycling and Shake It Off in the yoga rooms. That's very exciting.
I'm not sure this is going to move the needle for you so far, but go ahead.
Goat yoga.
Goat yoga?
Yoga place here has really kind of figured it out.
Yeah.
Because they not only have yoga, they got alpaca.
Oh, yeah, that's big.
At least one alpaca.
What about goat?
What do you call multiple alpacas? Is it alpacas?
I'm pretty sure it's with an S. Yeah, alpacas.
Yeah, that's going on, too.
Or is that the Green Bay Packers you're talking about?
That's Packers, Dan.
Oh, I'm sorry, Packers. Yeah, of course. Should have known that. Sorry.
Yeah.
There's
tons of things. It's homecoming at UWEC.
What's a friendlier animal, the alpaca or the goat?
I would think the goat.
The goats are friendlier generally? Alpacas are moody?
I think they only, first of all, there's probably a lot more goats. They only pick out the friendly ones.
Yeah, that's it.
If you're kind of an unfriendly goat, you don't get to do the yoga, I don't think.
Okay, I gotcha. Makes sense.
I think they always, and I think most of them are trained. And again, why am I doing that? I'm trying to make everybody's weekend a little better.
That's you.
I'm trying to make everybody have a better weekend than you had last weekend when the game was terrible.
What's that supposed to mean?
What is it supposed to mean? I mean,
what?
You're terrible.
Your team didn't exactly dominate.
Oh, we tied?
Well, yeah, that's not domination.
We would have won had Goodell not stuck his big
Oh, here we go. It's always Goodell's fault. They should have known.
Not always, but this case it was.
Yeah.
Did you watch that game, Dan?
I did.
Yeah. Right now, Dallas Cowboys, who are still holding Micah Parsons. They just never let go.
Come on. I am so...
Hold on. Let's go to an independent observer. Who's producing the show today?
The very detached, independent Brett Blakemore.
Yeah, so senior producer Brett Blakemore. Were they holding Micah Parsons?
I heard that he couldn't even get on the plane back to Green Bay. They kept holding him so much.
Because there's
It's
two
ridiculous.
guys holding him.
No, I agree.
If it was just one guy holding him, he probably would have got away from it. But there's like 2-3 guys. I'm surprised, that they didn't were using ropes and stuff.
Any other added attractions? Because I'm not sure, like I said, you're going to get much from what you've mentioned so far regarding the interactive ice bowl exhibit.
There's a comedy show called Moms Unhinged.
Moms Unhinged, you say?
Yeah.
How's that work?
Well, you think that's
no, I'm chuckling. It sounds very funny.
Anti-female comedy, Dan?
No, I'm not saying that at all. So that's what it is. Moms Unhinged it's like stand-up comedians.
Yeah, but they're unhinged.
Are they all moms?
I assume so. Why would you advertise it to not?
Because it's a bit, and you just need the angle, and you're lying to people. I just don't like lies.
Well, Dan, first of all, that's really being kind of assumptive on your part.
Okay. Do you mean the Green Bay Alpacas?
It's not the Green Bay Alpacas.
Oh, okay.
Don't be crazy. The Knit and Crochet Club, that's happening.
It almost feels like you got too much stuff going. You need one.
Well, it does, doesn't it?
You need one.
That's what being a big time place is about.
You need one big attraction, though. You need something that grabs everybody by the short hairs.
The Succulent Pumpkin Workshop is this weekend.
The Succulent Pumpkin Workshop?
Pumpkin. Yeah.
Well, what does that even mean?
I don't have all the details on it. It's just on a list of things I see.
Okay.
There's a blind tasting event at the Art and Wine Gallery.
What does that mean?
That can't be bad. Well, I don't think you have to be blind to get in. But
you have to be blindfolded?
They don't tell you exactly what you're drinking.
Do you have any concern? You mentioned the goat yoga.
Yeah.
I've read stories that it sounds good sometimes in theory, but in practice it can get kind of unseemly if the goat urinates on the yoga person.
I've never done it, Dan.
You never have urinated on the yoga person. That's good.
Can you imagine me doing yoga? Let's be honest.
Not really, but then again, I mean, I'm not here to judge. You know me, I never judge.
Dan, I'm trying to appeal to a wide variety of tastes, okay?
Okay.
I'm trying to convince, for example, if you're coming up here and you're bringing your wife, she may not want to spend a lot of time in the interactive ice bowl,
right.
Although there's plenty of stuff for women to see. But maybe she wants to do goat yoga.
So it's variety.
A happy wife, you got to do that stuff. You got to keep people happy, Dan.
Will any former Packers be there for this big unveiling?
Not this weekend, no.
Okay.
We have a project we're going to announce in the next couple of weeks.
Is that right?
I think we'll probably have some ex-Packer players at.
Oh.
Because it's kind of a new, exciting thing we're doing. But I'm not prepared to go into it yet. We're finishing it up. I think we should have it finished in the next couple of weeks.
Can't wait. I know we'll be the first to know. I'm sure you'll pass along all those details.
Well, I have the right because of my new contract that I am allowed to promote that.
That's true. It's part of the new deal. I grant you that. Where's the? What about food? What are the food options? Are they changing?
There's lots of places. You can get brats and pizza.
What about bratwurst risotto?
Food.
Whatever happened to the bratwurst risotto?
Well, it's not being sold right now.
What the hell is that?
Trying to create a demand for it.
Oh, I see.
It's like, do you know how McDonald's brings back the McRib?
I do.
Yeah. We're going to bring back bratwurst risotto.
So first you have to create the demand and the hunger.
It's like being closed on Sundays.
Yeah, exactly.
Exact same thing.
Yeah, it's like Chick-fil-A being closed on Sundays, right?
No, because it's not got nothing to do with religion. I think the reason they do that is because it's got something. Well, the guy thinks that Jesus doesn't like chicken.
Well, yeah, that might be, but I also think the hope is then you create greater demand the other days because people who like to eat chicken 7 days.
I think that's stupid business myself.
Well,
if I want a chicken sandwich, I should go get a chicken sandwich.
Yeah, well.
All I'm doing is opening it up for, like, Popeyes.
Okay, that's fair. I can't wait. This sounds really, really good. Is there a place?
This is going to be very exciting. And Dan, I will invite you, and you can, and I'll invite you, and I think you will want to take advantage of this one.
Oh, there's no question about that.
So far, your participation has been very lax.
Well, it has, I will admit, but I'm with you. I'm with you in spirit.
All right. You want to talk about football now?
Yeah, can we? Can we get to the picks?
Are you guys worried at all?
Vikings fans are clearly worried. I talked about that earlier. There's a great deal of concern.
I would be.
On the basis of what took place.
Do you even have a full team over there to play a game?
No, but it shouldn't matter. You're playing the...
It wasn't very bright to go over to England if you're not going to bring your whole team.
Well, we brought who we thought we needed. And unfortunately, we had more injuries, and now we need more. Gardsey was 3-0 last week. So he is 8-4. I was 2-1 last week. I'm at 10-2. And Mike Tice went 1-2 last week and is now at 7-5.
What?
Mike Tice.
Did you have him come back and do picks?
Yeah, we had the week that you were allegedly playing hardball.
I mean, like last week, did he come back and do picks?
No, but we're just naming it that from this point forward because you were not available for one of the weeks.
So it's to irritate me. So it's to make me angry.
A little bit, yeah. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it's not working.
I didn't think it would.
I'm here and he's not. Okay? I'm doing the picks, and he's off drinking in Seattle.
All right, well, then here's your first pick. The Commanders...
That's a good name for a movie. Drunken in Seattle.
Well, there have been some variations on that.
Maybe you can get Meg Ryan to be in it.
I would say Drunk in Eau Claire might be better and more realistic. Commanders in Los Angeles to take on the Chargers. The Chargers are favored by 2.5. We'll start with Gerby.
It's a game I'm not that interested in. I'll just tell you right now.
Well,
I'm sure it's important for you guys.
They're still going to play it. I don't know how to tell you, but they're going to play it.
Off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure that the Chargers are like 12-4 against the spread in the last 16 games. I don't think Washington has done very well against them. I think they're like 1-5 in the last 6 games.
Isn't their starting QB still out? Or is he back this week? Blakemore, were you double checking?
Daniel?
I'm pretty sure he was.
I don't think it really matters. It really matters because you got to go all the way to the West Coast. That's never good. And I think that 2.5 points isn't enough. So I'll take the Chargers.
I also will take the Chargers, even though you're supposed to pick next. But go ahead. You're picking on Gardsey's behalf, Brett Blakemore.
I am. Jane Daniels is playing.
He is playing.
At least he's fully practiced. I am also going to go with the Chargers, though, because I like a fully healthy firing Herbert over a questionable Jane Daniels.
They did annoy me. Who did the Chargers lose to last week that made the Giants?
Yeah. That
does annoy me, but it also probably means Harbaugh will have the club more ready. So I will stick with the Chargers.
Well, and you can't underestimate how much Goodell wants New York to win.
What are you talking about?
Point.
Well, he does want him to win, but
he wants him to win.
What's the evidence that had anything to do with the outcome of that game? How about didn't Herbert throw a bad interception?
Who won?
Well, yeah, but some of that had to do with the way the two teams performed.
Well, sometimes. I don't know if you know about football, Dan.
Not much.
There's not much difference in these teams.
Really?
Except we're better. But the difference between a good team and a bad team isn't that much.
Yeah, therefore.
Which should make you guys happy because you're getting really close to being good.
So you're saying the difference sometimes ends up being the officials?
And Goodell.
What are you, Cheryl Reeve? I mean, come on, man. Yeah, you wouldn't know. Bucks at Seahawks. Seahawks are favored. Sam Darnold and the Seahawks are favored by 3.5. We'll start with Gerby.
Again, we're going East Coast to West Coast, which is not always good. That's not good. But I don't think Seattle is great.
Sam Darnold's great.
I think off the top of my head, I would say that, like, in the last 9 or so games at home, I think Seattle's probably only covered it twice. So it's not a great record. And the Seahawks are favored.
3.5.
Tampa Bay is 9-3 straight up in the last 12 games. I think I will take Tampa Bay.
Brett Blakemore, what do you think?
I mean, I hate to keep agreeing with Gerby, but when you've got a guy that just knows ball, it's hard not to. I mean, the Bucks, I think, are going to roll.
This happens to me all the time.
I know.
People copy me in this.
They do?
Well, you know ball. What do you want me to do?
And then the only times that you don't copy me is when you make a homer pick for Minnesota, or you try to get me angry and pick against the Packers.
I'm going to take. I hate to agree with you as well, but I will. I will take. Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay.
Well, why bother having a segment if you're just going to agree?
Well, did I agree with you on the first game? Yeah, I guess I did. Well, I'm not going to change my pick just to be contrarian.
Then you go first. Then.
Well, no, I'm in first place. I shouldn't have to go first.
Oh, so now, okay. I'm sure it doesn't matter then, does it?
Bucks will cover. 3.5's too many. Seattle's due. Bucks are a little annoyed with their come-from-behind effort a week ago. Was that against the Beagles? I can't remember. But I believe in the Bucks. I think the Bucks will cover. Here's the big one. I know you've been waiting for it, Carl. The second of back-to-back London games for the Purple. And it's the Vikings against the Cleveland Browns, and Minnesota is favored by 3.5.
I thought that we liked England. I thought that the president went over there and they threw a big party. And
yeah, we love England. What do you mean?
You got why would we suggest England to this?
What's that supposed to mean?
Game. It's terrible.
It's two great defenses.
Yeah, but there's no offense at all.
Yeah, there might not be,
That's
actually.
the problem with this game. It's too decent. Well, Minnesota's
I don't.
That good. You, Dan, I think you could run for 100 yards.
Well, sadly, that might be true. I don't think your team didn't exactly show much offense against Cleveland either.
I said Cleveland has a good defense.
Yeah, okay.
That's the absolute truth. They are very good. There is no other way. I predict Cleveland wins this game 2-0. So I will take Cleveland.
Brett Blakemore, what do you think?
Well, I was going to do that, but because we've agreed on the last two games, I'll be different, and I'll have some faith. I think Guardsy would have some homer faith in the Vikings, so I'll go with the Vikes.
I'm worried about the half. I'm not going to lie to you. That's the tricky part of this. In fact, if you go back to the Vikings-Atlanta game, I think we were favored by 3.5 then, and I took Atlanta to cover. Now, I didn't think they were going to lose, 22-6 or whatever the hell the score was. But that extra half point, oh my God, Cleveland's terrible offensively. They got a new quarterback. Sooner or later, you think the Vikings have to. No, you know what? I'm going to take Cleveland to cover. I still think the Vikings have a good chance to win the ball game, but that extra half, that's what's got me trapped. I'm going to take the never thought I'd say it, the Cleveland Browns to cover against the Purple.
I think you should write your predictions down ahead of time, Dan.
Think so?
Instead of just copying me.
Yeah, I did copy you on all three, didn't I?
Yeah.
Well, if I keep copying you the rest of the season, you can't beat me.
I think that's what you're planning is.
The rest of the year, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do whatever. You're going to be ahead of me in terms of you're going to pick first, and I'm going to take exactly who you take, and I will remain 3 games ahead of you when we get to December and January. How about that?
Well, yeah, that's how you have to do things.
It's a foolproof strategy.
I think it's more important just to be right and get the people some money.
You do. Okay, that's you
Yeah,
then.
because I'm a generous guy.
You're a
come up to Eau Claire, come to the Wisconsin Interactive Ice Ball exhibit this weekend. I can't decide if I'm going to sleep in on Sunday or not. Last weekend I woke up because I couldn't sleep.
So you might watch some of the Vikings, or maybe the second half of the Vikings-Browns.
Yeah, because there's nothing really else on.
Can't wait for your...
I think maybe I better get good and rip-roaring drunk on Saturday.
Oh, don't do that. Oh, you've been... Lately, when you've gotten that sauced, it's not been good, to the point where you didn't even realize you signed a contract to come back and be on this show.
Yeah, I actually went back and checked some of the lawyer rules on that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm still here, unfortunately.
That's what I thought. That's it. All right. Thanks, Carl. We'll be in touch. Can't wait.
Well, I can't say go Packers because we're not playing.
You can still say go Packers. You can say go Alpacas. Get it? Hello? Carl? I guess he's gone. Top of the hour break. Ben Gessling. Back in the United States of America. We'll chat Vikings at 4:30.